Hey guys, today I'm going to read the 21 Year 12 Laws of Leadership. Helping others to lead. In 1990, I traveled to a country in South America with my wife, Margaret, to teach leadership at a national conference. One of the greatest joys of my life is teaching leadership to people of influence who desire to make a difference. I was really looking forward to this conference because it was an opportunity to add value to people outside my regular sphere of influence. But it didn't turn out the way I expected. Everything started well. The people were very gracious, and I was able to connect with them despite the language and cultural barriers. But it wasn't long before I could tell that the attendees and I were not on the same page. When I started to teach them about leadership, I could tell my comments were not connecting with them. They didn't engage, and what I was trying to communicate didn't seem to make an impact. My read on the situation was confirmed after my first session with them. As I spoke with individuals, they didn't want to talk about leadership issues. They didn't ask questions about growing their organizations or fulfilling a vision. They sought advice about personal issues, problems, and conflicts with those people. I felt that I was back doing personal counseling similar to what I did at the beginning of my career. For the next 3 days, I grew more and more frustrated. The people I spoke to didn't understand leadership, and they had no desire to learn anything about it. For someone like me who believes that everything rises and falls on leadership, it drove me crazy. This wasn't the first time I had experienced such frustration. I had noticed that whenever I traveled to developing countries, I faced similar situations. I suspect that in nations where there is no strong business infrastructure and where governments don't allow citizens much freedom, it is difficult for leaders to develop. On the flight home, I talked to Margaret about all my frustrations. I finally summed it up saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I traveled thousands of miles just to counsel people on petty conflicts. If they would just turn their attention to becoming leaders, it would change their lives. After listening patiently, Margaret replied, maybe you're the one who's supposed to do something about this. So it's basically saying, John Maxwell, guy, he wanted to talk to them about leadership, but they didn't really get that he was all about leadership and not their own personal problems. So now, he has to do something about it. Otherwise, people are just going to talk to him about their own personal sins. Stick Dude and the Ice Cream Islands, my book is about dude and goes in a branch to get treasure. Alien Some Works, my book is about kid and soul summary. The Beetle and the Boy is about the relationship between a beetle and the boy. And Ask the Kids a book on how kids come to mom and dad. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Bye.